Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another episode for Raid Shadow Legends. Once again, I am playing Raid and obviously I've got some stuff that I want to be working on. I'm also trying to stack up some shards for a potential shard opening. I'm quite curious to see what the next shard opening will be. That's going to be interesting. I would like it to be ancient shards. I am doing quite well with gathering those, and I'm also trying to work on these events or get as close as possible. Now, the champion training event is one thing that I am looking at, so I may need some more gems. The Artifact Enhancement event is another one that I would like to try and do or get as close as possible to it. So I want to get stuff from that, and I think we're going to start with the Artifact Enhancement event. I'm going to work on the accessories that I've got. These are the ones I've decided to keep. I think I like the stats on them, so I'm just going to upgrade them to 12. I do have some silver, probably not enough silver, but these are artifacts that I think for the most of it are good and have good stats on them. Now, there are some artifacts that I've got where, for example, they'll have, I don't know, let's say it's an HP artifact with its main stat, but it has both defense and attack percentage. So I'll see where that rolls. So if it rolls 50-50 into, for example, both, so I get a roll into HP and one into defense, then that is an artifact that I'm not going to keep. That's going to go because it does not serve me whatsoever. Basically, with HP artifact, I either want some form of damage or defense, not both. With attack artifact, I only want anything and everything that will give me more damage, but I want it in the form of percentage. If it doesn't have that, it will go. Obviously, accuracy is something that I'm after, so this one unfortunately is not necessarily a good one, but I'll keep it. Okay, so I'm running short on silver at this point in time. I'm nearly at the end of my artifact. I am going to have to do a bit of a let's call it culling of my artifacts and kind of have to have a look at them again. So we've got HP flat stat and HP percentage substat. We'll see where that goes. So if both rolls go into the flat stat, then this is not really a good artifact for me. Okay, both of them went into percentage. Perfect. Let's see what the next substats are that we'll get. And now we start failing. As you can see, I've got 1.4 million silver left. So it's going to be interesting to see what the next roll is. Speed. Perfect. That is really good. That's going to help. So we've got attack with HP. That can work, especially for your glass cannons. I would have preferred attack on it, but HP is not a bad substat. It is quite difficult to get good accessories, to be fairly honest. And I've just recently been able to farm, I would say, a higher level of the spiders. So I'm gonna hold on to these for now, seeing as I don't really have much of a choice. In due time, I'm sure that I will end up replacing them. I think I still have a bit more silver, so maybe I want to spend it on some more enhancements, and then we'll see how far I got with the artifact enhancement. Okay. So, what have I got here? Defense and HP. Okay. So it's gone into attack. Do I want to keep it? Do I want to roll it all the way? That's the thing. That's kind of a waste of money. Okay, so one roll has gone into attack. This is a defense ring. Really, I would need defense and HP on it. And it's actually a 5-star ring as well. So obviously this is a useless artifact at this point in time. I'm going to roll it all the way to 12 just to see if anything happens. Here's to hoping that at least one of those rolls goes into something that I need. But as it currently stands, this artifact just went from something potentially useful and good to something that I don't really want to keep. And the money's just flying out of my bank because I'm failing like nothing else. Right. I only decided to go with it all the way for the 12 level simply because I don't have much silver in my bank anymore, so I'll need to go and farm some more. but I'm also curious to see where this next one rolls. So defense, yeah, it's gonna be a sell. That one. There's no point. I've wasted too much money on it. So defense, attack, HP. So I want HP and defense. Do not want attack on this. So here's to hoping that we don't get a bad roll on it. Perfect. Defense is good. Now let's see what else I get. Alright. Moment of truth. Oh, that went into attack. Okay, one more chance. If the next one goes into attack, I definitely do not want it. I might keep it just because I don't really have very many options. But this... Oh, perfect. Defense. That's really good. I would have liked that one point that went into... That one roll that went into attack to have gone into anything else but that. But it's still usable for me at this point in time. In the long run, it's not something I'm going to keep for ever and ever because it's not useful to me. So I'm probably going to try and get as low or close to having no silver as possible without actually wasting or using up all my silver, just in case I might need a few coins here and there. I'm going to go back into the campaign to start farming that out because I will need it. So... We got an attack. We got a roll in defense percentage, so that's still fairly useful. Not the best of rings, but you know, I am kind of limited for what I have. And defense, flat stat. Okay, HP and defense, perfect. It'll do for now. Again, this is another ring that I won't keep in the long run, but I may need it to get me from where I'm at to where I'm going. So. It's okay. It'll have to do. It does give me some HP. So I can have an HP champion that scales off of defense on that one. HP and attack. See, in this one, I could use any of these stats. So you do have HP champions that scale off of both attack and HP. So a specific ring, but useful still. Let's see where the... Okay, both went into attack. Not bad. Let's see what the third stat or substat will be if I have the silver to get it. Because things are going to get more and more expensive. And yes, I know that there's now a glitch where you can do this cheaper, but I'm not going to play around with my internet settings, so I'll just go for it. If I waste the money, I waste the money. So be it. Whatever, I'll farm it back up. That's not an issue. So I've got 300,000 or just over 300,000 silver. Yeah, so this is where I'm at now. This is what I've spent all my silver on. I have sold some pieces. There are still some pieces that I would call iffy in that I may not keep for very long. But because I am kind of limited to what I have, I've decided to go against my judgment of selling it on the principle that maybe at some point I may need it. I'm gonna try and avoid using them if I can, but if I don't have choices, I will have to use them. So I've got 2 clan boss keys that need using up. Let's see how far I got with this Artifact Enhancement Event. There we go. Oh wow, this is an expensive event. So I'll claim all of this stuff. I would have liked the Void Shard. I don't think I'll be getting there. But if I can get the Ancient Shard out, that would be good. That would go towards all of the shards that I'm collecting. There's potentially energy. I would like the Tome and the Void Shard, to be fairly honest. But I doubt I'll have enough time to play for that length of time to get those, to be fairly honest. Okay, so I've made some more silver. I'm gonna have a look at something here, right here. See these guys? I am going to level the Death Hound to 60. Now, why do I want to do that? Over here, attacks one enemy, will ignore shield and block buffs, will ignore defense if the attack is critical. That in itself on a common is amazing. 2 skills, right? And the second skill is attacks one enemy, places a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. Damage inflicted is proportional to defense. Another good skill on a common champion. Now that does mean, of course, that I am not able to ascend it, which of course affects the total damage output and stats in general. So obviously by not being able to ascend it, that also means that I am not able to put a necklace or banner on it. But I think those are potentially useful. I am going to try and level up, I would say, 3 of these champions. I'm going to probably set one up with a freeze set on, or frost set, as far as gear goes, and maybe 1 or actually 2 with a frost set on them, and then 1 with a shield set. I'm going to pair them up with Valkyrie, and that is going to be, at least in my mind's eye, a arena team that I'm going to use as a troll team, if that makes sense, just to see if that works. It may not work, and I think the only bad investment would be that if it doesn't work, say for example, that I just spent energy leveling them up, the artifacts that I'm going to place on them will still be usable. I do have some really good artifacts in those category that I've not been able to play around with, so I can definitely rely on them. I normally tend to go for artifacts that I can pair together to get the added value for bonuses. But it is going to be interesting to see if I can use these guys in the arena. I'm quite curious about that. If I can get them to do a lot of damage, just imagine that, you know, shield and immunity to damage, or damage immunity, won't do much of anything against them. So definitely a very useful skill to have in the arena. And because it's a common champion, I don't know how many people know about it. I think it's going to potentially work. And the other thing is, I don't need tomes to level up their skills, because you get them that often. I think it's potentially a broken character, but in a good way. I'll see if these Death Hounds have any uses in like gold 3 and 4 tiers of the arena. So that's gonna be something. Probably wasting my time here, but you never know. And worst case scenario, I'll just end up having 3 champions leveled up to 60 that I can then use as chickens. So I mean, it's a bit of a waste of time, but you never know. You know, sometimes I do like to try and explore and experiment with stuff like this and see what I can get from it. And so this is one such moment. So yeah, I think the plan is I'm gonna stay. I did want to say 4 champions, but I know Valkyrie's fairly okay as far as speed goes in the arena. In gold 4, she does often tend to go kind of first, or if not first, you know, so second or third in the arena depending on the scenario. So that means she can place up the shield and counterattack both these guys. If I can get them to get the Death Hounds to dish out good damage with ignore defense, ignore shield, and that has the potential to do a lot of damage. Most champions won't have a lot of HP. That countered that topped up with the counter attack from Valkyrie. I think they can do a lot. So we'll see how useful they are. I think what I want to do with them, for the most of it, is put them in a in my arena defense. So obviously Valkyrie being the lead, and then these guys being the damagers. I think that's gonna be cool. We'll see what happens, but this means there's still a lot of work ahead of me to get them to that level. Now, what's interesting is I've gone from wanting to build a clan boss team to just straight out doing this and trying to do this arena team to see if they actually do anything. I don't think there's any other use for them outside of that, so I don't know. I don't see them being useful in dungeons. I think I'm doing these guys just specifically for the arena, to be fairly honest. Okay, I've gained some more silver. Let's see what I've got here. Alright, let's do some upgrades. Where's my beautiful puppy? Okay, so as you can see, I'm working on several puppies. I've got one that is 3-star level 30. And we'll do this. Honestly, if this works, I really hope it doesn't get nerfed, because if it does get nerfed, it's going to be bad. I think this is something potentially usable for the free-to-play players in like the gold arena, and I think it can be kind of underestimated by other players. So I'll see if it works. I'm gonna level up to the best of my ability at least one puppy, but oh, I call that puppy, but Death Hound. When I say puppy, I'm referring to the Death Hound. But I'm gonna try and do 3 at the same time. Obviously, the leveling up or going from 5-star level 50 to a 6-star level 50. I think I will only do one of them just for a test run to see if it's feasible. And if it's feasible and they can dish out good damage, then I'll bring up the other puppies. What I'm going to do then, because I spent some time whilst farming, I spent some time thinking. Now there's one or two things I can do. I can have 2 on a freeze set, which that means, because most arena teams tend to be or have AoE abilities. So if I can freeze some of the opponent's champions, that's gonna help a lot. Or 2 on the shield sets that give shields to all of the team. That of course will be topped up with Valkyrie's shield and counter attack. So I think that might work in that manner. So that's the way I kind of have a... We'll see. I mean, this is just a guess. It may or may not work, but I think it's something fun to play around with. Alright, so... I'm getting close to that. I really want that tome and those 3 shards. I want all the tomes, actually. Yeah, they're very useful. Like the last, I'd say 4 pieces right there. These are what I'm going for. This is what I want out of this. Don't know about the tome, though. There's a lot of farming and work for that, and I don't really have... I mean, between YouTube work and everything else, I don't have a lot of time to do this, and all of these goodies that I got are just from opening the mystery shards, guys. Like, that's it. I've not opened anything to get to this point. That's how many mystery shards I've opened, because they only give 1 point each. So that kind of tells you how much time I've spent opening shards. See, that gives a lot of points. But even if I had that, and even avoid shards, even if I had all that, I wouldn't waste it on this 10 times event. I don't think... Oh, but it's not there anymore. But I wouldn't spend... I don't know. I've played around with it once or twice. Never got anything out of it. Or not what they were selling. There's a Death Hound right there. So that's either another champion or skill book. So that's going to help. Let's see right here what I've got. I'm going to use them as a skill book. We'll do this guy, and let's see. There we go. There's my skill right there. They're almost... I mean, this guy's almost fully leveled up with regards to his skills. It's really easy to get these guys leveled up because you get them that often. Or at least I've been getting them that often. Don't get me wrong, I've opened up so many of the mystery shards. It's not funny. But this is pretty useful. So I'm going to now put all of these champions into my Death Hound. Try and preserve some of that energy. Okay, we'll do this as well. We want to get this Sister Militant up. So I can open up another stack of 10. There we go, another Death Hound right there. That is brilliant. That means that my main Death Hound that I'm going to try and take up 260 should be fully skilled up if I decide to use it. I think this could be the third Death Hound that I can spend some time on. Now, worst case scenario is I end up in a situation where I have one Death Hound at level 60 and two at level 50, and find out that all the time that I've invested in those Death Hounds is useless. So that means I'll just use them as chickens. Obviously, I need to remember to remove whatever gear I will place on them at that point. Let's see what else I get. Okay. Brute. Vile spawn. Okay. So I'm looking primarily for champions that I can level up and then use as chickens. I am still, in the back of my head, keeping track of my desire to build a clan boss team. Now, I could use my champions that I've got for the clan boss, but that would mean I would have to sacrifice damage in dungeons and stuff like that for the purpose of putting on defense, which is not what I want to do. Okay, let's see what I've got here. Nothing all that interesting. I did get some more uncommon champions, and so that's going to be useful. Let's rank this guy up. We'll do this. Brings him up to a 2-star. And now I can feed it some more of these little champions. I'm going to look for more interesting skills, but I think this Death Hound has potential. I'm just curious to see how much potential, bearing in mind that they cannot be ascended. And through that you lose some stats, as just through the fact that you cannot ascend them, as well as the fact that you have to ascend champions to a 6-star or 6 level ascension to be able to put on the, or 5 level of ascensions to put on the necklace, and 6 for the banner. So I can't put those on. They still contribute significantly to a champion, on top of the increase in stats that you gain through the ascension. So that's a bit, that's where I have some questions. But what makes me think that there's potential in these little puppies is just their skill set. They might not be so good for, say, gold 4, maybe gold 3, maybe, I don't know. I'll play around with them and I'll see what I can do with them. And, you know, with regards to the gear, which I'm probably going to take up to level 16, if I don't, if I decide that the puppies aren't all that great, I'll just remove the gear. Because I've got, like I said, on the free set and the sleep sets, I do have some really good things. I've just not been able to actually use it for anything, or I haven't found a role for them, so to speak. So I can level those up and then place it on the puppies. And if I don't want to keep the puppies, I can just use the puppies as chickens and remove the gear sets and use them elsewhere. But I do have some like really good stuff. Well, good for my level at least. You know, I'm sure there's better out there. Right. I still have the potential of getting 8 more champions. So we'll see what I get from this. Okay, an uncommon, that's good. There's a chicken right there. Oh, another chicken. Alright, I'm doing alright actually. Okay, just a common. Another common. And I don't know, I've lost count of how many shards I've opened. I should have counted them. But we'll just click the button until we get the notification that my champion roster's full. So I'll just go with it this way. Okay, that'll do just fine. Now, okay, so we still have that puppy to level up. That's cool. I'm gonna put all of those champions into this little puppy right here. Alright. 6 champions. I wish I could do a group or mass summoning. I wish that was a thing. Like the animations for the individual openings kind of feel long, especially if you do one mystery shard at a time. It just feels so long. Maybe that's something that they could do. But yeah. So that is the plan going forward. With that said, I am going to end the video here. I will continue working on these guys more off camera. We'll see how far I can get. I will keep you guys posted. I will showcase it if I think there's anything to showcase. With that being said and done, that is it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to support me on the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.